what do you expect from him? His blueprint drops from the new quest, and his parts drop from bounties for the new Heart of Domus. Damus? Don't know why I keep saying Domus. The first thing you are going to have to do to get a hold of this frame is finish the quest for the Heart of Damus. This basically opens up the Camboin Drift. Probably saying that completely wrong. Can pretty much guarantee I'm saying that completely wrong. Once you have his blueprint, his parts drop from bounties within the same open area. But his parts are going to require a lot of farming. There is fish teeth, gems, resources, gyromag systems. Yeah, it's not just resources from the new open world. I mean, his system has Breath of Eidolon that's needed for it. It's a very weird frame to try and build. That's because Xaku is a composite of other frames. The second ever community-based or community-designed Warframe. Nova was the first, designed by the Design Council. Basically, people who bought the second to last and the last level founder packs. Or now the Designer Council, or the Design Council, is a whole different thing to what it was when Nova was created, because that's a long time ago. But being made of other frames doesn't really say what frames he is made out of. But that's probably the wrong screen to be in. His abilities. Everybody wants me to say their abilities, by the way. I read the comments in the update video. I read all of them and they kept saying they, because it's a composite of other frames. Not his, not hers, they. Why not just call it Legion then? People are alright when they say this because it's neither he nor she. Xaku is a composite. It's the cost of building him that has kind of an issue. The Skinland takes 5 of them. It takes resources from the plains. Resources from fishing, mining stuff. Gravamag, so you have Orbalis in here. Then there are, yeah, even if I do have 80 of that. I didn't know I had that. He is one expensive frame to build. And because I nearly forgot, there was rumours that he's going to come with an Umbra polarity on him. No, didn't happen. Didn't expect it to happen either, so didn't mention it in the video. I mentioned it a couple times over on Discord, but didn't think it was going to happen. I can hope, because these can be really useful when used together, but yeah, that's a lot of mod points wasted. His first ability just kind of adds void damage to any weapon you have equipped, but if we'll really think about it, unless you are going up against high level enemies, that's kind of meaningless anyway. But they did change it, which is why we waited so long. It's the second ability I really kind of like for this. At first, it was good. I liked it, it worked pretty well. Now, it's recastable, which means you can pull weapons off multiple people. It does, of course, reset it once you actually use it, though. Of course, the funny thing to this is, if you cast it on a melee enemy, oh, it's gone. There we go. Nope, didn't work. Killed the melee enemy too quickly, and it did it again. You basically get either that ring on the left, the circle, or the weapon you have equipped in your primary, which is what I'm trying to do with all of these enemies. It's how many... I pressed it once. Yeah, now I have 3 Shakurs, which should pretty much kill everything with one shot. Oh, I'm loving this ability. It doesn't have the same kind of fire rate, but it basically pulls any weapon off any enemy very effectively. Oh no, there's no enemies here, I'll just do this. Oh, well, I guess there's a lot more enemies down there than I thought there was, but yeah. We should probably talk about this third ability with deny, accuse, and gaze, which is basically mind control. The reason I'm not a fan of the third ability is, well, first off, you kind of need an enemy to actually use it on. That always helps. You can either kind of... This is always great when no enemies are around. Freeze them in place. Like so. That's pretty much all gaze is useful for. It's not like you can even damage them. It's just... yeah. Deny is funny because you kind of... yeah. Literally. You just scare them to death. That is the best way I can put this. The whole having to hold it to cast abilities rather than holding to change ability does make it kind of annoying. The beam? Yeah, the armor kind of comes off and then the beam is just shot out. Wow. It actually looks... I mean, you can see the range on it is not the best, but still, the visuals, oh, and they are actually really good. This frame just got better with the whole buff. Changes. Hotfix, have your armor back. Go up here, do it again, and it doesn't really matter. You can see the big, could kind of, for a split second there, see the big circle that it was cast in. For range, it is really good. Like, that sized circle. Kind of the same with something like gaze, but you kind of need targets for it. Deny, I mean... to be honest, looks amazing. But it shoots out that beam that basically just deals quite a nice amount of damage. I will admit, I hated that ability at first. It's just the fact that you have to come to a stop to cast it and nice range. But again, have to hold it to be able to cast it. Whereas with, I've completely forgot the name of it already, accuse, well, the enemies just kind of come to a nice stop and yep, that would be mind control, because now... oh no, I can't damage you. I wasn't taking damage before. I hate the third ability. Gaze is lots of fun. Deny, probably more fun. Honestly, give me the grasp of Lork any day. It is... you're not taking these weapons off me. That was cutting it close. It is just so much fun. Especially when the weapons start to actually fire. Yeah, you do not expect them to have that much damage. Oh. And probably the fourth ability, definitely got to be my favourite, because it's supposed to, and it does, if you look at the bottom, the weapons on the left, they will now go nowhere. It pauses all other abilities. It lowers the damage that you can take. Up to 75%, depending on having some other things equipped, but probably my favourite of all is the fact that it now pauses all other abilities while you have them active. So I want gaze and an enemy, please. So one of the things I really like to do, kind of first ability, second ability, fourth. You are not immune to damage in the slightest. Glassed enemies make everything so much better, don't they? Oh, so annoying. You are far from immune to damage, but you are now able to actually take them out fairly easily, and you now have the weapons paused, the void damage is paused. I am sick of having to do this for glassed enemies because it's just slightly quicker than that happening. as I was going back to my frame, I dropped dead. Glassed enemies are not to blame for that. That is just straight up steel path. And the reason I didn't talk about builds is, well, I didn't actually former him at all. He has prime continuity in one slot, health, shields, the auger mods for some other stuff, and not a single former spent on him. Because, well, his destiny was set when this update was released, because there's just one last thing left to do with this frame. His fate was sealed as soon as his update was released. We all know where this is going as soon as I walk to this room, but that first ability, having the ability to just add void damage to all weapons, yeah, take him eidolon forming, considering it is this week's elite acts for Nightwave. Yeah, added the void damage to that, he will actually take down eidolons fairly quickly, actually ridiculously quickly, which means, well, at first I was going to do this as part of a joke to end it by doing this, but yeah, his first ability that happens to be the ability you subsume from him, it's a no-brainer. It's actually really lucky because I just managed to get enough stuff for the bile, but goodbye, Xaku. You have been fed to Helminth. Yep, his destiny was sealed the moment update 29 went live, because Helminth was always going to be fed this frame. His abilities will live on other frames, definitely putting that ability onto Harrow, because that void damage is going to make him just so much better. But that's about it, so we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.